Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler V series videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm gonna talk about the stuff. I'm gonna let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not gonna lie. This is basically my breakfast for all intents and purposes, so hooray, breakfast. It's the most important meal of the day. It's not, but that's what they kept telling me when I was a kid. But anyway, folks, it's super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my back room today, which means we get Peter Can Thunderbolt poster back there. And whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I am doing something else. What is it? Yeah! I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? What happens to be my my Consume the Divide shirt, which I've worn in any number of reviews over the years that I've been doing this. Consume the Divide, they are a local alternative metal band out of Illinois. I became aware of them quite a few years ago, actually, but didn't really get into their stuff until really just a few years ago when, I started kind of, running into them more at shows. And, I was just really kind of taken aback by like just how really fantastic they were. And, obviously they'd been doing it for a while. Really awesome band, just filled to the brim with really awesome people. I really do have to emphasize that. They've been nothing but extremely cool with me with every time I've gone to see them. I like them so much, I've actually got a number of videos of their performances that I've caught over the years. They're on this channel as well, just in case maybe you want to check them out. If nothing else, folks, I'd be more than happy to kind of point you in the right direction, because I think they're a really good band. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Why is it my breakfast? Well, it's my breakfast because I'm not a good adult. But it's also just because, well, it was around the house, and, it happens to be, folks, boom, it is from Picantía, or Picantía? I don't know, you tell me. This is their Chipotle beef carne Chipotle ramen noodle soup. So yeah, it's some instant noodles, which if you follow the show, I've reviewed plenty of instant noodle stuff over the years. In fact, I do it so often, I actually have an entire playlist called Ramen Reviews, which is just for like instant food stuff, shit you can do in the microwave or what have you. And I think this is a relatively new product. At least I only ran into it recently. And I've done two of their other ones. They have a jalapeno chicken and a Cajun shrimp. Both of those I've already reviewed. They should be uploaded by now. And then, we're going to do the last one, which is their Chipotle beef. As far as I know, they just got the 3 flavors right now. So, this is a super simple one. Just go over there, take out the seasoning packet, pour in the seasoning, pour in the water, 4.5 minutes, you're good. So, let's get a thing for the thing here real quick. Let's kind of do it like this. We'll kind of do a little noodle pull. Ha 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 ha. And yeah, man, let's give it a go. Let's see how it works. Mmm. Mmm. Damn. Okay. This is some tasty stuff right here. But the thing that really threw me was the level of spiciness. So it's 3 peppers. I don't know if that's out of 3 or what have you. But the thing is, when I did, you don't typically think super spicy. I wouldn't say it's super spicy, but you don't think real spicy when you think Chipotle. Chipotle is, typically pretty reasonable. If anything, I would have expected the jalapeno chicken to be the spiciest of the 3, but definitely not the case here. This is by far the spiciest out of the 3 flavors that I've had. Whereas the jalapeno chicken, it had a nice little kick to it. It really was more about the jalapeno flavor than the jalapeno heat. Whereas with this, it really is giving me some, it's giving me a proper oomph. I'm actually happy that I'm getting to have this as my, again, my sort of impromptu breakfast. Helps kind of having that extra kick, helps kind of get some of the crud out of your throat and, the stuff that you build up while you're sleeping. So I like this one quite a bit. This might be my personal favorite. Yeah, it just got, not only does it just have a nice heat to it, but there's like a certain amount of depth to the flavor of the broth. One thing I will say, I've been doing this ever since the first one that I reviewed was the jalapeno chicken one, and with that one, I followed the instructions to the letter. I went over there, I filled it all the way up to the fill line with the water. Since then, I have done less so. Uh, I found that when I did it to the fill line, or when I did it to the fill line, it was a bit too soupy, and I didn't feel like it imparted enough flavor into the noodles. Since then, I've gone over there. I've tried to kind of find a happy medium between sort of that one and then when I tried the Cajun shrimp one, I think I did a little bit too little. I still wanted a little bit of that broth. I think I pretty much nailed it with this. Just a little bit over where the actual noodles were, and a little bit below where the fill line was. And I think that worked out really nicely because you're still getting a lot of flavor in the noodles, but you're also still getting, some of that broth lingering around. This one is definitely a winner for me. I love the heat. I love the depth of flavor. I love that it has a nice, proper sort of beefiness to it, Because a lot of times when you have like beef flavored ramen and stuff, I personally find that it's pretty weak in comparison to other flavors like the chicken or even sometimes the shrimp. And that's a shame because of course beef is delicious and, should be a celebrated flavor. And in this I feel like that's the case. And it's really cool. I actually really like the flavors that are going on. This one hits. This one hits big for me. Who's a little girl ham? Who's a little girl ham? Yeah, who's extra silly because she's little? Who's extra silly because she's little? Hey, no, little girl. Want to hang out your dad? Come here, little girl. Come here, little girl. Who's a little girl? Who's a little girl? Oh, somebody else just woke up too. Whoop. Look who it is. Doing a little hamster cameo. This is my adorable hamster daughter, Yukari Moon. She's a silly little girl. Who's a silly little girl, little girl? Yeah, you just woke up too. And it's appropriate that I'm eating some spicy ramen and I get to be with my little spicy ham. She's got such a big personality. And she's such a silly little girl. I love her. She's such a good girl. Look at her. She's adorable. Got a silly little face. Silly little face, and she's so silly. Anyway, by the way, if you didn't know, I have hamsters. Getting back to the review, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes. I think for me personally, this one really hits. Like, I've enjoyed all of them. The personal weakest of them I felt was the Cajun shrimp. I didn't feel like it really imparted a lot of shrimp flavor. The jalapeno chicken was really nice too. And I think I would have liked that one, again, more if I would have sort of worked with the fill line a little bit better. I think I could have got a little bit more flavor into the noodles. But this one, I think all around. I think the flavor works really well with the noodles. I think the broth itself has lots of flavor. It has a level of heat that I personally really like. Really kind of goes and kicks you in the back of the throat a little bit. It's not crazy spicy, but it's spicy for sure. It does everything that I personally like. Who's a little girl? Who's a little girl? You're so silly. Oh, she's such a good girl. Yeah. Who's my good girl? It does pretty much everything that I want out of a ramen bowl. Like, it's got a good amount of flavor. It's a good sized bowl, so it's gonna fill you up. It just hits. I think it's really good. I would definitely get this again. I would in fact be willing to add this into like my regular rotation of these. That's how much I like it. So, you're silly. If I'm recommending it though, it's always the thing of when it comes to these ramen reviews, am I recommending it for people like me or am I recommending it for people who are a bit more casual with their ramen experiences? If I'm recommending it for people like me, I'm absolutely recommending it, provided you like a kick. Obviously if you're not into spicy stuff, this is spicy enough that I would probably ward most people away off of it if you're not into spicy stuff. But if you're cool with the spicy stuff, I would say absolutely. Don't go into it expecting like Korean spicy or anything like that though, but it's got a nice flavorful kick. And I think the flavors really work nicely with it. If it's for someone more casual though, I probably wouldn't recommend it because it's a bigger bowl, and I'm talking people who, you know, maybe they're making it for a lunch or, just like something in between work or something like that. Again, very casual setup. It's a bigger bowl. It's going to be a little bit more filling. And then again, it's got that extra kick to it. It's just one of those things where like it tastes really good, but I could see it being inconvenient enough and more niche enough that again, it might not be for, just everybody. But by that same token, if you do find yourself as more sort of a casual enjoyer anyway and want to try it, I think you'll enjoy it. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there and have yourselves a truly hamster-tastic rest of your life. Because look at this little girl. She's so little. Whoa, you're silly. Yeah. So silly. Final two things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back. Try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives. Hopefully, do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, whatever you do, and I pretty much mention this whenever I do one of my little hamster cameos, especially if you go over there, if you have any furry friends, or not even furry friends, but if you have any pets, just extended family members that you love very much, make sure you treat them extra nice for me. Doesn't have to be furry. You could have a snake, you could have a tarantula. Tarantulas are furry a little bit. Whatever it might be. If you love it, you care about it, make sure you're good to them because, they're going to be good to you. Anyway. Bye.